Communication is so key in dealing with people, because what we do for a living is a people job. And there are a lot of things about communication that we may do and we may make an impact, or we may make somebody angry just because we don't realize the kind of nonverbal kind of signals that we're giving and verbal signals that we're getting that are stem from our culture and the way we were raised. And so part of what we're going to do this afternoon is get a little more discussion about our culture, because you know in America that we all are, or most all of us, are Americans, but we all have come from a variety of different cultures, different nationalities, different ethnicities, different genders, different educational levels, different regions of the United States. We're different ages. There's so many factors that go into what make up who we are and what we think is normal. And it is that kind of sensitivity to the fact that not everybody was raised like you. Not everybody has the same ethnicity, the same educational level, the same gender, the same hardships, the same socioeconomic status. And sometimes we can offend and not really mean to. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that whole concept of how we communicate with folks and what impact that makes on them according to how sensitive we are to the differences of everybody around us. Because although we're all Americans, so we're all very much the same in a certain aspect, in other aspects, we are all very different. Now let's talk about personal space. Personal space is the distance that you stand from somebody. Now, I'm not talking about an intimate relationship. You know, obviously you stand much closer to any intimate relationship. But when it's a casual relationship between people you know casually or work with or whatever, people have a certain distance from them that they just assume that person be standing when they're having conversation with them. And if they get in too tight, then they're just kind of wishing, oh, man, I just wish you'd back up a step, you know? And you feel a little bit like you might insult them by, you know, backing up a step, you know? So personal space is an interesting concept. And, you know, some people, some cultures, as a rule, once again, generality, Northern European, Northern American whites have a tendency to have a much, and Japanese Americans, you know, Oriental, have a much larger personal space. They just soon be standing just a little further away. Whereas Southern European, Latino cultures, they have a tendency to be much closer. In fact, they may feel as though it's being polite to put their hand on you while they're talking to you. That's showing that they're actively listening to you. So you see somebody from a Latino culture comes up to me, not only are they standing in my space, but now they're touching me. Oh, you know, but if you are aware of people around you and what they're comfortable with, you know, maybe they aren't aware, but you should be aware and know that they're showing you respect by doing that. International communication. Understand your values and behaviors are influenced by culture. Be flexible and open to change. Be sensitive to verbal and nonverbal behavior. Be aware of the values, beliefs, and practices of other cultures. And be sensitive to differences among individuals within a culture.